Hey guys, it's your own boy, the one and only Great Dane, back with day 840, Star Drop opening. And I will say, again, I was up quite late last night, and I think I crossed over into the daily reset for the Star Drops, so I should have, I believe it's 2 presents. That will leave 3 Star Drops, and the one that I already claimed was a rare of, I believe, 25 coins or something like that. Or maybe I'm getting it confused with PowerPoint. I think it was 50 coins. But anyway, it wasn't anything special. So let's get into the rest of the daily rewards here. We have a rare of 25 power points. And we have our present. Okay, again, another high rarity present, but it's 200 bling. Okay. Rare 50 coins. Yeah, it's definitely a rare 50 coins. We have a mythic, 500 coins, okay. A super rare of 100 power points is pretty alright. I have a daily streak, day 249, with a reward of 25 coins. See, oh, that's why I was thinking 25 coins, okay. And then the daily fortune is today is a good day to carry a random. And again, it's... I don't want to act like I'm not surprised, or I don't want to act like I am surprised, rather, because again, if you guys aren't aware, the method I use to allow myself to be able to claim the daily streak reward that I figured out allows me to still see what the daily reward is anyway. And again, you guys can see obviously what the rewards are ahead of time if you reference the previous video, but at the same time I already know what the rewards are, so it's not like I'm surprised by what my daily streak reward is. Again, the only really exciting thing I'll say is the Star Drops or any other random gacha that they add in this game. But yeah, if we hop into the mode selection for the day, again, interestingly enough, no special Angry Robo modes. I ended up playing Heist with Kaze because, yeah, Kaze can do a lot of heist safe damage, and I won every single match. Again, I think I have a streak of 9 on Kaze right now, so anyway, for the rest of the modes, we have Basket Brawl Pocket Pass, Brawl Hockey H's for Holiday, Knockout 5v5 Journey of 1,000 Steps, Brawl Arena Knockout Grounds, and again, Ranked is out, and as you guys can probably tell, as per usual, again, I want to say it's the last... I know there's one season I didn't even try, I think that was the last one, but everything before that I was always like 1 or 2 wins away from hitting Masters. But again, I don't think it was a waste of time by any means. I'm certainly much more well adjusted to the meta per se, right? So if I do decide to go forwards with month 2, I think I'll have a much better chance of getting there. But again, if we hop over to the battle card again, I believe F2. Yeah. So I've made it at least 2 times before 2025. If we hop over to the shop, we still have the Brawlidays Step 2 rewards. Another gift, Epic, Present of 50 bling is okay. Again, I can't necessarily be disappointed if... It's so weird when you open the daily Brawl Day present and the gift is also a present inside of the present. It's presentception. But again, it's like the same thing as getting a regular Star Drop. It could be a hypercharge, but it could also be 25 power points. So can you really ever be disappointed? You never know. But we also still have a bunch of offers in the shop again. I'm not really sure what it's in reference to. It has that same... what is it called? I'd have to hop into... It's like that same symbol I think Spike has on this skin. Star Forces some... See, but I swear there's another name for that symbol in the catalog, if I'm not mistaken. Under themes, maybe? Yeah, here it is. The worst one. See, how... I just don't think they've updated, because Yeah, I believe it's called Dark Emperor Spike, right? Should be part of the Worst Bunch set, but for some reason they never updated him out of the Star Force set. But again, we have a bunch of, again, I think it's relevant, a bunch of Worst Bunch deals in the shop. Again, I'm not particularly sure why. Maybe it's because this is around the time that Star Force was first released, or maybe they think it looks nice on the background of these offers. But again, I don't really want to buy any of these resource offers. Still have the mecha boxes, GG Hypercharge. Again, I've seen like one person play GG well in a ranked match, but it was only because they were also playing with Tara. Tara would throw the super in to pull people into her super, and they're able to use that very effectively. But so far that is the only use case I've really seen for GG, and it's pretty niche. So again, is it really worth it if you're hardly able to do anything with GG the entire rest of the match, because you still need to get her super first of all? And again, there are certain brawlers that can attack GG, mainly throwers, where if they hit her, it just doesn't charge her super at all. So that's, not good. Anyway, we still have the Brawlidays skins, still have the mecha skins, PowerPoint offer, we have a daily freebie of 10 PowerPoints, as well as 5 credits. But again, at least someone was asking when the uploads are coming, so now that the rank season is over, I think I'm going to hop into that, try and get all of them out as quickly as possible, and then see where to move on from there. But as of today, I have no XP doublers and 177,485 PowerPoints. Again, I think there's a rough calculation, right? So it's like 1,000 coins, 2,000 PowerPoints. There are 18, I'll say, essential buffies. So 18 times 2 is 36. So I'm going to spend about 36,000 PowerPoints again. I don't feel too bad about that, because at least I'm finally putting the resources to use. And again, it did help me greatly in ranked on most of the matches, but there are definitely matches where it was still better to pick non-buffy brawlers, if you will. But as you could probably guess, it's still a lot of the brawlers that are not, or a lot of the brawlers that are still considered OP that are still being picked besides the buffied brawlers. But that's just because of the meta in general. There's always going to be main picks on certain maps, Again, like Kaze on Heist, I've gotten a lot better at playing Kaze on Heist. I didn't really realize how effective her super is in what are her two forms? It's Ninja and Geisha? Okay, so I don't even know if I can pronounce that correctly, but her Geisha form super, when it has the giant, is it called a fan blade? Man, what is any of her attacks called? I can hardly remember the brawler's name half of the time. Fan storm, right? Yeah, it's in here. So her fan storm, if you place it right on the edge, it can deal a pretty significant amount of heist safe damage. And again, you'll notice that that's not even with the hypercharge, so she's a lot better than I thought. And again, if you can get on the safe alone, you can do a lot of damage. You can be fairly efficient. Again, I think what I was mainly doing wrong before was I was playing again, I can't pronounce it. Henzo Jutsu, when Gracious Host is a lot better getting that movement speed, so you can charge up that super, and even if you can't get to the safe, you can still keep throwing the supers onto it, so you're always able to do some amount of safe damage. Obviously, if you can't get to the safe, you're going to do a lot of damage. And the healing is just wonderful, too. But the invisibility just isn't really as worth it. It feels a lot more niche. I mean, it can be useful, but you can't go very far with it because you're not moving faster either. So you really need people to walk into you, or at least close enough. It's tricky. But I also do use the gratuity included still, because it allows me to have the speed boost even longer. And again, it's 2.5 seconds, and getting 50%, that's it's gonna be like a second 25. So you get like an entire extra second of moving at 30% extra movement speed, and that is very significant. So again, when you're playing on mainly open heist safe maps against Angelos or something, when you're able to dodge a lot more efficiently with the speed, it's usually a lot better. Obviously you can juke them out with the invisibility, but most of the time you're just not going to be able to move very fast to do anything with it. So yeah, anyway, again, I got really close as usual to making it to Masters. We'll have to see next season, but again, other than that, let me know if you guys are getting anything good out of your daily presents. And again, there's really not all that much of anything going on today, I don't think, but the only other thing is apparently Zagusta released a graphic, I want to say, with Frank's new Buffy of Irresistible Attraction. I believe it's still called the same thing, even after the rework. Apparently his pull has more range than a Gene Super. I'm not sure if he is factoring in Gene's mythic gear that gives him the extended reach, but again, just the fact that Frank even has that much range is interesting, I'll say, and he's a lot more prevalent now if you're playing ranked, so just be aware of that. There are a few brawlers that can do pretty well against him. I'll say Lou, Colt can be really good just to get that damage out. Lou's obviously good for stunning him to obviously get more damage onto him. Shelly, if you can get close enough, which again with her ability to both reload and dash forward is actually better than you'd think. There's not a lot of great Frank supers. I mean, obviously throwers, but at the same time, if Frank gets his super, it's going to be hard for most throws to get close to him. So Spike, I think Spike is very overrated right now because he has those whiff shots. I call it no aim Spike. In fact, someone actually joined me after a ranked match just to ask me what Spike build I was using. I was spamming the what is it called, the cacti? I was spamming the life plants, which again have knockback, do damage, and you can spam it like every 8 seconds or something if you have the recharge gear on. It's ridiculous, but again, when playing Colt, I found into Spike is very, very effective because you have the speed to dodge Spike shots, which not a lot of people can do, or they don't know how to dodge the curveballs. It's not actually as hard as you think, but Spike shots are just very slow, so it's pretty easy to outmaneuver Spike. That's how I won a lot of the matches actually, and it's what was that one map called? So it's the knockout map. Anyway, I guess it's not really important, but yeah, again, I think I've gotten a lot more knowledge on the meta is obviously really the point here, and I'll keep trying. A lot of videos coming very soon. Again, hopefully you guys have the notification bell turned on. I'll see how many I can ramp out as fast as possible, but there's still a lot to be done. So other than that, let's see how far I can take this, guys.